Greetings, good people of the internet. I wanted to come on today and I wanted to talk about why are you not making content work for you? And so if you are and everything is perfect in your world, then this video is not for you. But if there are things about your content marketing that could be improved or you feel stuck on, then you should stick around and watch this. And you should let me know if you're live, if you're or even if you're not live, in the comments. You should let me know what is it that is holding you back from making content work for you. So I have written down a few of my common things that I hear, or common things that I see that are holding people back. So things like, well, I'm an introvert, so I don't want to have to show up, like this, like be on video. That's fine. If you're an introvert, then that is one of the strongest arguments to start making content work for you, because you can put yourself into your content and you can distribute that and you don't have to show up. You don't have to show up on video like this. You could show up in audio. You could write. There are lots of ways for you to show up as an introvert that are going to protect your energy right, for the things you actually need it for. So if you're an introvert, like, that is the strongest argument for you to be figuring out how do you make content work for you in a way that is consistent and that is scalable. So introverts, some of my favorite clients are introverts that I helped to figure out, what do they need to be putting in front of people and how can they do that in a way that works for them. And there is a way, right? There is a way that works for you. There's not ever one way to do something. So if you're an introvert, get on this. Tell me what's holding you back. Some people are like, well, I'm an extrovert and I like to be in front of people. I need to be on stage in order to sell. I need to meet with people one-on-one. Like, my magic only comes out, when I'm in the moment, with people. And if that's you, I'm going to say, you know what? There's only so much of you to go around. So what are you going to do? Let's say you get on stage. Let's say you get on stage every month, right? And you wow people and they're amazed and they're intrigued and they want to learn more about you. Then what? Are you going to go and follow up with all of those people individually to make sure that they actually, come into your world and learn what they need to know about you in order to make the sale? That's physically impossible. The laws of space-time don't allow it. So if you're an extrovert, I would say you need content to help you with follow-up so that you get people all the way from being entranced with you in person to actually buying from you, and do that in a way that's able to scale. Another one is, I'm not good at writing. You know what? If you're not good at writing, you can talk. And if you're not good at talking, you can have a conversation with somebody. A lot of people who feel like they're not good at writing, or they're not good at, something like podcasting, but they can sure as heck have a conversation with somebody, and they can get really passionate about what it is they do and how it is they help people. And there are ways to take that and turn that into content. That's why transcription services exist. So not knowing what to write, there's no excuse. Or it could be, I'm not sure what content I actually need to create. And if that's you, then I'm going to say you probably don't have a clear enough window into your problem, how you solve that problem, and who you solve it for, and what the benefits are for those people that you help. Because if you're clear on those 4 things, you should be able to come up with, enough content ideas to keep you busy producing for the next year, right? So if you're not sure what content you should be creating to actually move people through along to the sale, then that's a clarity issue, and that's a lack of customer journey. And you need to go back and figure out, okay, what is the end goal? Where is it that I'm trying to lead people to, and what is it going to do for them, right? What else? I don't like being salesy, right? You don't want to email people because you don't want to hammer them all the time about buy my thing. Guess what? You don't have to do that. You know why we have television? We have television because people needed to sell things and they needed to get eyeballs, right? They needed to get attention. And so they created this content. They created soap operas. That's why soap operas exist, was to sell products to housewives. So your content doesn't just have to be, buy this every day. Your content actually needs to help people, like I'm trying to do right now in this video, right? So if you don't like being salesy, that's fine. You don't have to sell every single piece of content that you create. You actually need to be serving your audience. You need to be helping them, and you need to be giving them the tools and the beliefs that they need in order to work with you successfully. All right, what else? I don't have a website. Who cares, right? You're watching this on Instagram, which means you have access to Instagram. Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have Facebook? Like, if you're on the internet and you're watching this right now, that means you probably have access to a publishing platform where you can produce content, and you can save getting a website for later, because you don't need a website to make sales. And I'm saying that as someone who used to make websites for a living. So that's just not an excuse. What else? Perfectionists. Perfectionists. I mean, I see you and I feel you, and I know that you're out here trying to get that one post to be perfect before you send it out into the world, or that one video, or that whatever it is. And I'm here to tell you that, you keeping all that stuff in until it's quote unquote perfect is actually robbing the people that you are trying to help, because they can't find you. They can't find you because you're not showing up because you're trying to be perfect. And there's no one post, there's no one video, there's no one web page, there's no one anything that is going to be the magical thing that converts somebody and makes them say, oh my God, I want to work with you. It is going to be the accumulation of imperfect things that you put out into the world that is actually going to help people to know and believe and decide, like, yes, I want to work with that person. So perfectionists, you got to baby step that. Maybe it's just, showing your work to a few people first, right, before you put it out into the wider internet. Maybe it's posting it in a supportive group that you're in, right, that's just business owners. You've got to find a way to baby step your way into actually publishing, so that you can get that feedback and you can get that experience of actually helping someone that's going to drive you to take that next step. Because perfectionism, that's going to kill your business, right? If you just aren't publishing and taking the steps to get yourself out there. So get a support group, get someone who will publish for you, right? Give it to them and be like, hey, you know what? Put this up on my website. Do whatever you have to do to get the support you need to get over your perfectionism, because that shit is going to kill you. And then my favorite one is, I don't have time. Well, you probably don't have time because you're doing a bunch of stuff that is going to keep you stuck in a loop that leads to burnout, like, forever. Any especially service-based business owner who says they don't have time, well, that is the number one reason that you need to be making content work for you, is because it's going to give you the gift of time. It's going to be an asset that lives on Instagram, on the internet, on your website, on LinkedIn, on wherever, that people are going to be able to find 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they're going to be able to find that piece of content, and they're going to be like, hey, this makes a lot of sense. I like this. I have this problem. Let me go deeper. Let me go find out more about this person. And when they want to find out more, you've got more content for them, right? Until it's time for them to actually buy or talk to you about working together personally, right? So if you don't have time, that's the number one reason why you need to be producing content. So those are just a few. There's probably more. You can tell me in the comments why you personally are not making content work for you, and let's have a conversation. But I just wanted to come and bring these to light to help you maybe break through some of these barriers, because the wins are so good when you make content work for you. It does so much for your business. It does so much for your life. It gives you the gift of time, among other things. It gives you the gift of better clients. Like, there's so much that content can do for you, but you have to get over this first barrier of really believing that it can work for you. So tell me in the comments, what are the barriers and blocks to this that you're having, and let's have a conversation, and I'll see you on the internet.